So recently I made a video on Resident Evil 4, and it gave me the craving of wanting to replay Resident Evil 4. So what I ended up doing, I replayed Resident Evil 4, but what I did differently was I attempted one of the oldest challenge runs of the entire game. Throughout Resident Evil 4, you come across the world-famous merchant, where you can buy and upgrade your weapons. Over here. Over here. And one of the oldest challenges in Resident Evil 4 is completing the game without using the merchant at all. So we're gonna go see what he's doing. Even though we can't do anything. I was straight up thinking like, alright, what am I gonna do? Buy the TMP? Nope. Can't do it. And it's been so long since I did a no merchant run that I thought it was time to do another no merchant run. I can't remember the last time I've done a no merchant run of this game.
Good.
I want to say it's been
on out.
Close to like 20 years or so. I think the last time I did like a no merchant run of this game was like in, I want to say like 2011. I ended up live streaming the whole thing on my MadPartial Twitch channel. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a Twitch streamer. I am so not pogging right now. And I wanted to give a review of what I felt on the challenge run. Now the run itself, it's very simple. Just don't use the merchant. Just gonna have to save in front of the merchant without talking to the merchant. Sorry, big guy. I'm not gonna talk to you. Not today. We got a lot of things to do. And that kind of does a couple things to your playthrough of the game. It's very ingrained in my brain to pick up all the money and all the jewels and the gems in the game. I gotta rewire my brain. I've played this game so many times. I'm like thinking, all right, gotta get the medallions, gotta get the beer stein. Like, no, I don't have to get any of that. Don't even have to get this thing. I can just skip it. If it's not ammo, I don't need it. So it was very difficult to not do that. I would start picking up some of the treasures in the game, and I had to remind myself that I didn't need the money or the treasure because I wouldn't be using the merchant. Apart from that, the game is fairly easy. Like overall, I had a lot of fun playing the no merchant. If you haven't played Resident Evil 4 no merchant run, I would highly recommend it. It's very, very fun. And it's surprisingly well built. I noticed throughout the game, even when I would run low on ammo, I would tend to have more healing items. And if I was running low on healing items, I would have typically a little bit more ammo. So the design, I don't know if this is by the game's design, but I felt like even if I was running low on ammo, I would come across some ammo fairly regularly. So it almost sounds daunting to not use the merchant the entire time, but you're actually pretty well equipped. If you start to run low on ammo, you're bound to find some ammo along the way. And what I did through this playthrough as well, typically you would think, well, I have to have some strategy involved. I have to do the knife trick. I have to shoot the ganado in the head and then kick them and then knife them on the ground. I really didn't have to do that like at all. I used my ammo a lot. Like I would just shoot enemies until they died. I barely had to do the knife trick. You know, I want to take on the challenge of it, but I'm not going to hinder myself from having fun by, you know, shooting in the head, kicking them, knifing them. The only times that I can remember that I had to do the knife trick was for the regenerators. And you don't have to kill the regenerators while you're playing the game. The only regenerator that you have to kill is the Iron Maiden. So that's the only enemy that I truly did the knife trick to. Or if I was running very low on ammo, then I would knife the zombies. Or then I would knife the ganados. Zombies. It's ganados. It's the Los Eliminados. We're gonna have to do the knife trick on this guy. I do apologize, but I am almost out of ammo. But I thought that the game would be a little bit more difficult, but it wasn't. But it wasn't easy. It was just challenging enough. Now, granted, I only played on normal because, just hear me out, I just downloaded Resident Evil 4 on Steam, so I didn't have professional unlocked, so my first playthrough of the game was a no merchant run. So on normal, it's just challenging enough. It's probably way more challenging on professional. Granted, I did not have professional unlocked. I would have played it on professional, but I only played it on normal. But even though I only played it on normal, still, it had some challenge to it. Like, it was challenging enough to have the game feel very fresh, as opposed to just using the TMP and the riot shotgun or the striker and using the Ditman glitch. I really enjoyed using just the base pistol and the base shotgun throughout the entire game. Now, there was some critical thinking that I had to do at a certain part of the game. When you get to the castle, you do have a free rocket launcher that you can get. And with this free rocket launcher, not only did I have to find a way to clear out space, but I had to decide what I was going to use it on. Did we get rid of the egg? Yes, to answer my own question. How are we going to save this to a boss? All the way up to a boss. Third of all, I don't think we need it. I ultimately ended up using it against Verdugo. I froze him and shot him with the RPG. Fuck it, I said I was gonna use it here, we're gonna use it here. But I just want you guys to know, I could go this whole playthrough without using this RPG. I'm just deciding to use it here. But I made my decision. I did that because I wanted to not be indecisive. I was not going to waste my time, like, waiting for the elevator. I wanted to kill this boss. Like, I had to kill this boss. But honestly, after looking back on it, I should have saved the RPG for Salazar. Out of everything in the entire game, easily, without question, the most difficult part of the game was Salazar. That boss fight took me, I think it took me like 40 minutes or something. Remember when I said we definitely have enough ammo? I take that back. What was so fascinating about fighting Salazar is the dodge mechanic. The dodge mechanic in the game was a boss. It was an unintentional enemy in this game. It would prompt me to dodge from Salazar's attack, and then I would end up getting grabbed regardless. That was not fair. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I ended up dodging out of the way of the little tentacle thing right into the mouth, right into the mouth. And it happened multiple times. I have no idea why the dodge mechanic works only like half the time, or at least during that boss, but it was fucking me up pretty bad during that fight. Oh, just jump down. That definitely would have killed me. If I did not jump down, I would have died. Hey, all right. Now give me this money that I can't use. Awesome. That actually went a lot smoother than I was expecting. Like at first when you think a no merchant run, that's got to be very difficult because you only have the pistol and the shotgun. But you also got to remember as well, you do get the broken butterfly, you get the magnum in this game, and that is definitely a godsend for a lot of the bosses in the game. And you get, I mean, I'm telling you, you actually get surprisingly a lot of ammo for the magnum if you use it sparingly. So you can use it against some of the bosses. I think what I ended up doing, I used the magnum a lot during the U3 boss fight. That was the second most difficult part of the game, was the U3 boss fight. But I didn't die during that boss fight. It just took a lot of ammo, most of my ammo, and just took a lot of running around. You had to do a lot of spacing with U3. Gotta be very careful with this. You're almost out of ammo, but I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna fucking risk it for the biscuit. That's all we needed. Y'all, we did it. That incendiary grenade put in more work than any other weapon in the entire game. That was fucking crazy. I've been shitting on the incendiary grenade this entire playthrough, and it did what not many people can say the incendiary typically does for people. It just completely annihilated the boss because of it. I really wanted to gauge the difficulty of how difficult this game was going to be, and I knew whether or not the game was going to be very difficult by fighting the big cheese. Whenever I fought Chief Mendez, it really let me know that, okay, the game's going to be challenging, but it's not going to be too difficult, and it's probably going to be pretty fun. I think we're doing all right. I don't think this is bad. This is not bad. We got to be close though, right? Oh, he did a double. There we go. That was too easy. I was not stressed at all. Straight up was not expecting a double QTE. I essentially, when he picked me up, I did the first input, and I essentially put my controller down like I was done. Did not expect the second QTE. I was like, yeah, I did your QTE. Now what? Oh, you're gonna do two of them. Well, that I did not expect. Because up to that point, you have no choice but to use just the regular weapons that the game initially gives you, the handgun and the shotgun. Of course, you can get the TMP and the rifle from the merchant and some upgrades for it as well, and including the Punisher as well too. But I noticed that with you know, the right amount of grenades and just having just some ammo, you can actually beat the boss pretty easily. And by easily, like, it's slightly challenging, but it's not too challenging. I don't think I died during that boss fight, but it was very fun. It was just challenging enough. It mixed it up enough to where it didn't seem like I was running through the game from beginning to end in like no time. Now, of course, through my playthrough, I did notice some other challenging parts as well. I think apart from Salazar and the U3 boss fight, the minecart section gave me a little bit of difficulty. Isn't there like a new strategy to like skip the minecart through like positioning? Listen, guys, I don't know what to say. I felt like I had my own head cut off right then and there. Runs. Oh shit! Are we? No. No, 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 no. Fucking, are you kidding me? Hey, at least the Ganado died. Did you hear that? But I don't know if the damage scales or if it doesn't scale, but I really didn't have that much of a problem killing enemies in the later portion of the game, like the island section. But overall, from what I can surmise from my playthrough of doing a no merchant playthrough, it is worth replaying with no merchant. So if you ever have like the craving of replaying Resident Evil 4, give the no merchant run a try. It's less difficult than doing like a knife only playthrough, but it sparks a challenge that for someone that played Resident Evil 4 a lot, that, you know, the game's just not challenging to me anymore, like just the base game. But the no merchant run added just enough difficulty to make the game feel fresh and fun again. There was a lot of tension during the section where Ashley has to revolve the cranks in the water hall. That section brought back a type of fear that I felt like the first time I played the game. Like I felt like I was not going to have enough ammo, and I kind of didn't. It almost gave me that feeling like the first time I played the game. It really is kind of a brand new experience. If you've never played a no merchant run, I would highly recommend it. I mean, the game is like surprisingly forgiving, and the base weapons do a lot of damage, even for them not having any upgrades to them. Like at the very least, you can always use like a magnum for like a stronger enemy, and the shotgun puts in a lot of work. The pistol surprisingly puts in a lot of work. Yeah, I think we got this. This is easy. 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 Easy like Sunday morning, I was gonna say. Hey, 2 for 1, I'll take it. At the very least, if you're running low on ammo or if you just want to cheese through the game, you can always just shoot the Ganado in the head, kick them down, and then knife them on the ground. Really I think one of the other difficulties of the game is inventory management. Since you only have the starting briefcase, it's going to be slightly difficult to know which items to drop and which items to keep. I think I always found myself holding on to like one too many grenades, or actually a lot of healing. I think by the end of the game, I had way more healing than I expected. But you'll notice that when you play through the game, you have like a consistent amount of each. Like you know how much ammo you should have, how many healing items you should have, and how many grenades you should have on hand as well. Because inventory management is a side game in and of itself, especially with a no merchant run in the original Resident Evil 4. But I was actually kind of disappointed in the final boss fight. The final boss fight, super easy. You literally just use the pistol, shoot the eyes, and then wait for Ada to give you the special rocket launcher. And that's pretty much it. Like, it's not that difficult. That's one of the least difficult boss fights in the game. It might be the easiest boss fight in the game. Easier than Mendez, easier than Salazar, easier than Verdugo, even though I cheesed Verdugo, easier than Krauser. I think I died a couple times on Krauser because the dodge mechanic, I remember the dodge mechanic while I was fighting Krauser wouldn't work, and I would dodge into one of his attacks. We're not messing around, Krauser. Why did it stop swinging? What? Okay, so I dodge right into a insta-kill. That's great. Kind of frustrating, but overall, it was very fun. It was super, super fun. I highly recommend it. And whatever.
Hunnigan, is that you?
Finally, the line's jack-free.
Jack
Hey,
free.
Hunnigan, no glasses.
Oh,
Forget
shit.
the glasses.
Leon is rizzing, everybody. He's pogging.
Rescue the subject. We're returning home.
You did it, Leon.
Thanks.